Hello everyone. Excellent evening everyone. Excellent evening to every one of us. We're all highly welcome to this evening's broadcast. Welcome and happy new week. How are we doing? I hope our weekend was great and I hope our week started on very great. You're all highly welcome. I welcome you today as we look at osteoarthritis flare-ups. Today we're going to be looking at osteoarthritis flare-ups, okay? So you're highly welcome. If you join me live, you can greet. So I can welcome you to this evening's broadcast. Welcome, as we look at osteoarthritis flare-ups. We're all highly welcome. All right. So we all know that a lot of times people with osteoarthritis have pains more at certain days. So what makes arthritis to flare up? What are some of the things that we can do to prevent it? These are the things we are going to be looking at today. So if you've joined me live, you can greet, so I can welcome you, and also share out with me. Share. Let's share out to our friends. Let's share out to our family members. Let's share out to everyone. If you've joined me live, let's share. All right. Hello, Grace. Grace, how are you? I hope you're doing great. You're welcome to this evening's broadcast. Welcome. How are you? How is your evening going? Hello, Esther. You're welcome. So when you're suffering from a painful condition like arthritis, you're almost always looking for ways to keep your symptoms away, okay? Because the pains can be terrible. They can actually make you not to attend some of your meetings, do some of the things you need to do. So one is always looking for, oh, what do I do so that this pain will not come again? What do I do so that I'll stay away from this pain? Everybody is looking for solution here and there, and it's very, very good, because it's always better for you to stop pain on time, okay? So when sometimes we hear about this thing that they say in especially abroad, that once, how you know that winter has come is when some people start saying that their legs are paining, their joints are paining them, and all these are happening, okay? But it's actually true. You know, we've handled arthritis and harmattan, arthritis and winter. Some conditions, some weather conditions can trigger the flare-ups, which is actually magnified also by certain types of arthritis when you're managing them, like rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, gout, okay? So while you might not be able to control weather, for example, when we're talking about flare-ups, it's good that you control some other triggers that can actually come with that flare up your arthritis. And again, also to manage yourself within the weather. You can't change the weather. There's no way we're going to say winter stop coming. I was talking with somebody and I said, how are you? I hope. We said, it's winter. I'm indoors. I'm really looking forward to summer coming. You can't stop winter from coming. You can't stop harmattan from coming, but you can actually work on your own condition. You can work on yourself to make sure that you are good during all these things. So as long as you know the type of arthritis you have, and also knowing what causes the flare, you are able to manage some of these things and make sure you are out of the pains on time, okay? So arthritis generally is a broad term for pain, tenderness, swelling, in particular joints, okay? And there are three most important types of arthritis: rheumatoid arthritis. And rheumatoid arthritis is when your immune system attacks the structure of your joint. When your immune system attacks the structure of your joint. And that's why it's always good for you to make sure you're on top form when we are talking about immunity, okay? And then osteoarthritis is the wear and tear damage that breaks down the cushion in your joint. So when it breaks it down, then your bones begin to touch bone to bone. Gout, on the other side, is when sharp crystals form deposits in your joints, okay? So when it comes to flare-ups of these types of arthritis, the triggers themselves aren't actually the source of your pain. What triggers them and the triggers themselves aren't such, source of your pain. They are just things that are gravitate the underlying issues of the arthritis. Okay, all right, we are all highly welcome. You can greet, so I can welcome you to this evening's broadcast. And remember, you can join me on Facebook, Aging with Grace, TikTok, Aging with Grace, and also YouTube, Aging with Grace. By tomorrow, this post will be on all these other platforms, so for you to be able to share it to those who are not on Facebook. But on Facebook, we go live, so we can have this discussion. You can ask your questions, we can answer your questions, and then you get to, have that information that can help you and also clear your mind on certain things. And if you have more questions, you can actually chat me on my WhatsApp number, and my WhatsApp number is +234 703 515 1642, +234 703 515 1642. So for your personal one-on-one, you can chat me on my WhatsApp number. To be able to get some products, you chat me on my WhatsApp number. To get the books, like I have books on arthritis, you can chat me to get the books. Okay, people were asking for what do they do to lower their bad cholesterol. I also have a book on cholesterol, good cholesterol food that can help to lower your bad cholesterols. Okay, so you can chat me privately on my that's my personal number that I've dropped, and we'll have a talk together. So you need to understand osteoarthritis flare-up. So to understand osteoarthritis flare-up, you need to also understand that osteoarthritis mainly affects the cartilage, the tissues that protect your bones and cushions your joints. Now, osteoarthritis is a degenerative disease, meaning it's likely to get worse over time. And that's why early detection is very, very important, but prevention is more important. It's always good for you to do things that can help prevent you from having osteoarthritis. Remember, it's also age-related. When we talk about the risk factor, it's also age-related, okay? So it's bound to come to certain group of people. It's also genetic. There are some people that the old age disease in their family line is osteoarthritis. And if that's the case for you, you need to do a lot of things for prevention. I have a lot of videos on this. And then one thing again that can help you is to stay on the foods every day that can help prevent it, on exercises that can help prevent it, and lifestyle changes that can actually help prevent it, and also supplements that can help prevent it. If you stay on active HA, for example, active HA will help prevent osteoarthritis. It will help also when you have an early detection, to help to stop the progression, which is also very, very important. Stopping the progression. Active HA will help. And the good thing with active HA is that it works on your cartilage, on your tendons, on the synovial fluid, and also helping to make sure that your skin is also very good and glowing because of the hyaluronic acid in it. Okay, so like I said, osteoarthritis is a degenerative disease, and it gets worse with time. So, but symptoms can also come and go. So some people, they can have symptoms during the wet season or rainy season and harmattan, and when the temperature, summer or and winter, then when summer comes or the hot season comes, the osteoarthritis seems to go, and then they'll be rejoicing. And if they've taken something, they say, oh, it has gone. Then suddenly during the rainy season or harmattan season, it comes again. Okay, so when they get worse for a while and then improves, this is known as flare up or flare of osteoarthritis. When it gets very, very worse, it's the flare up. Okay, so a flare up can appear suddenly, and then various factors can actually trigger it. That's why we're here today. But with appropriate management, it's usually easy to prevent osteoarthritis flare up, and actually easy also to manage it and make sure that it's short-lived. This is also important. So if your symptoms continues to worsen, then you might be experiencing worsening joint damage and not simply a flare-up. So flare-up comes and it goes, it gets worse and it gets better and it can come back. And for some people, it's more frequent than other people. Okay, all right. So what are the symptoms of osteoarthritis flare-up? Symptoms of osteoarthritis flare-up will include increased joint pain. swelling of the affected areas, reduced range of motion at the location of the joint where you're having the osteoarthritis. For example, if you're having osteoarthritis on your, let's take for example on this your elbow, if you're having osteoarthritis there, then what you notice is that by the time that flare up comes, there will be a lot of pains. Then you can notice that what happened to me? Did I hit my hand somewhere? Yet you didn't hit your hands anywhere. It's inflammation from inside. And then you won't be able now to move your elbow the way you would usually move. And sometimes it makes you to get tired, fatigued from the increased pains that you're having, okay? So what are some of the causes of these flare-ups? It's not always very clear why flare-ups happen, but higher pain levels don't always indicate more severe joint damage. Sometimes it's not as if the damage has been increased, but it could just come as a flare-up, okay? But some people find out that when they have some of the things that causes the flare-up to come is when they now have an injury to that affected area of their joints, then the flare-up can start. Or when they excessively repeat the use of that joint. For example, let me tell you something that happened this morning. Usually, I take my walk 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours, but today I had, in fact, the days I have 3 hours now. Today I confirmed it. When I have 3 hours, like today I had nearly 3.5 hours because something happened. When I came out to have my prayer walk, I had a message that I needed to attend to. That was as early as 5 a.m. So as I just came out, because the person was abroad, I had to, as I was typing and responding and hearing and listening, I was walking. Before I knew it, 1 hour had gone. So would I call that prayer? Yes, I was praying in tongues while I was responding and reading, but it's distracted. So I just called that one as Jara. So I now started my walk actually by around 6 a.m. So I had to walk from 6 to 7 to 7 to 8, 8 to 8:30, including that 1 hour I had done. So that made it 3.5 hours. So I've been enjoying my day. I was even telling myself, hey, I'm feeling so light. But remember, my body, my knees, my joints, they are not used to such long walk. And I tell you, it wasn't just I ran, I walked, I did some, there's this kind of like hurdles, okay? So by this evening, I just said, let me take a nap before I come out here. You know, I'm having some kind of drawing on my right toe, my ankle, okay? And I know it's like, that's what when we talk about excessive or repeated use of the joint. I've overstressed that joint. That's the truth of the matter. So when I just came out now, and I was feeling that pain under the pain, the pain has reduced drastically. I just took my aloe heat lotion, and I put some in my palm, okay? And then I now rubbed it over my hand. I'm telling you what I did. Let's take, for example, that this is my feet, and it was hurting me. Let's take example that as if this is the ankle. I just rubbed. I rubbed the aloe heat lotion all around those places. Not massaging, don't go and, massage that will now cause issues for yourself. No, just rub it gently, And as I did that, I'm having better feeling there. All right, so these are some of the things that we're going to be talking about that we do as natural remedies. But anyway, excessive stress can cause osteoarthritis flare-up. Repeated use of that joint, more than what you would usually do, can cause osteoarthritis flare-up. Right? Some people who have been at home, who have not been going out or been sitting in the office, and you suddenly decide that you're going to go to the market, and that market will be a long market trip that can take you like 4, 5, 6 hours, 7 hours that you've not done before. I advise that you take your aloe heat lotion before you start. Massage all your joints. And then when you come back, massage all your joints. This is part of the things that can help you with prevention, okay? Then when you have changes in your medication, it can actually also cause osteoarthritis flare-ups. Or when you experience cold, winter, harmattan, wet weathers, okay, or when there is a serious drop on barometric pressure, like now my AC was on before I started the live. You can have, when you stay much under AC, maybe even if it's hot season, and you've exposed your body to a lot of air conditioner, it can actually cause osteoarthritis flare. That's one of the things that also happens to my husband. So you note what happens to you and note what you can do to prevent it, and make sure you do it. So what we do now, if we're going to stay maybe in hotels or places where we are not able to actually manage the AC ourselves, or even if we want to put on the AC in the room, he wears his socks. He has his socks. In fact, right now he's wearing his socks, okay? So he wears his socks so that cold will not go in through his feet. And then he wears the first layer of thermal wear. We women now, we can love cold places. So I hardly wear socks except maybe winter or things like that, okay? If I'm even feeling a little cold, I'll just put my feet under my duvet or something like that, and I'll be okay. So you need to know the causes so that you'll be able to prevent them. So osteoarthritis damages the cartilage, like I said before, the tissue that cushions your joints during movement. And as cartilages or your cartilage breaks down, friction occurs in between your bones, because that's the cartilage that holds the two bones that forms the joint together. So if too much friction occurs, a flare-up may also result. Also, another thing that could cause osteoarthritis flares are osteophytes or bone spurs. And this can develop with osteoarthritis. You have some bone spurs. Bone spurs are small pieces of bone that form as a result of inflammation near the cartilage and your tendons, okay? So when you have some small bones that form around your cartilage or your tendons, it's called bone spurs. And they usually occur where bone touches the bone. Where your bone, when the cartilage is already worn out and your bone is touching your bone, then bone spurs will now occur. And as they grow, they can cause flare-ups and also symptoms that can cause pain and flare-ups for you also, okay? So sometimes pieces of this bone or cartilage can, come loose and then cause more pain, cause inflammation, and other symptoms that come with flares. So an osteoarthritis flare is different from rheumatoid arthritis flare. One of these days, I'm also going to handle the rheumatoid arthritis flares also, okay? So rheumatoid arthritis is a separate condition on its own. Like I told us, it's your immune system that attacks your joints. So, and it affects your immune system, and then it impacts your whole body. But in osteoarthritis symptoms, it mainly affects your joint. I've already done the differences. You can go and watch that video that I've done. Chibuza Adachuku, how are you? Good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening. Folake, Stella, Oluwamelekun, Ajibola, Chinyere, Monica, Richard, good evening, Ma. Thank you for joining us, okay? All right, so if your flares become too frequent and last too long, please go and visit your doctor. Someone called me on SOS today. Oh, I have my brother beside me. His blood pressure is so high. She sent so many voice messages. So I was actually in a meeting, so I had to cut off and took excuse. I went to go and listen to the thing. Before I could finish listening to everything, she had just deleted it. So I called her. I said, what's the problem? Anything? She said, her brother is in the market. His blood pressure is so high. I said, so when did he take it last? What is the reading and the rest? And I said, he took it last week, but it's high now. I said, how do you know it's high? He said, the feeling he's having, I said, has he taken his blood pressure today? No, he knows it's high. What do I do? What's up? I said, no, it's not a matter of supplement. If this blood pressure is actually as high as you're screaming, please quickly run to the hospital with this person. I don't deceive people. I can't just go and say, oh, okay, I'm sending my agent to you, take this and no. There are some pains, there are some things that come to you, and you have to run to the hospital, because you might be thinking is this while it's not that. And I'm not there with you. Do you understand? So I'm not going to say, oh, so that I'll be able to sell products. Oh, yeah, come and buy. No, we have to give the good counsel, okay? So if you're having pain and other symptoms last beyond a few days, you may have to go and visit the doctor. Your doctor will now investigate, put some tests for you, because nobody can just look at you and say, oh, this is what is happening. You have to go through some tests. Then tracking flesh can actually also help you with time. Okay, all right. So the doctors can pass you through MRI, X-rays, CT scans and things like that to be able to find out what is actually happened. And if they find out that it's something you need medications for, or something that has to do with surgery, whichever way, it's always better for you to have that first hand. Like I had to tell her, I said, please go to the hospital, take your vitals, and then get back to me. Let me know what is happening. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm only an alternative nutritionist. So we find food that can help give your body what your body needs to heal itself, so that you won't be running helter-skelter from post to pillar, going from hospital to the others. All right. So now that brings me to treating of osteoarthritis flare-up. Okay. So treatment of osteoarthritis flare-up usually involves combination of over-the-counter prescription medications and also home remedies. Okay, so you need to talk to your doctors to be able to know the options that you can take. So if it's over the counter solutions or medications, you might take non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, which are common, which that you can get over the counter. But sometimes some of them, like, and let me not call names, some of them can actually give you like ulcer when you take them without prescription, or when you take them too much, or when you take them without food. So that's the disadvantage of those ones. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the love. Thank you. Boss today, you're welcome. Aderemi, you're welcome. Ajayi, you're welcome. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. Remember, like I said, you can drop your questions so we can answer your questions. And if you have any thing you want to discuss with me personally, you can chat me on my WhatsApp number +2347035151642. Okay, all right. So like I said, over the counter solution might not be the permanent thing because they come with their side effects. Then prescription medicines are also okay. All right, if it worsens, the weather is, whatever it's feeling, you can take some of them. I'm not going to call names. Like I said, if you need them, you go to your hospital. But I want to tell us a story of what happened. My husband, when we were in Germany, we went for his eye surgery in Germany. That was 2021, during that COVID lockdown. So we thought it was just a flare on his shoulder, like an osteoarthritis flare up. So by the time the thing happened, it happened the night before we traveled. Yes. So we after, when we gave him some, things that could just cushion it, I was already on a trip. Actually, I had traveled from my home to Abuja so that we can go from Abuja, because the visa was in Abuja during COVID lockdown. They were not giving anywhere but Abuja. So we had to go to Abuja. It was really, really VIP speed, whatever that we got for that his eye surgery, because we've been looking for the appointment. We didn't get the appointment. The only time they gave us the appointment and approved the appointment in the hospital he was to use in Germany was during that lockdown. So we had to find a means of going. So by the time we were in Abuja, he played with our grandchildren, and he was doing horse and they were jumping on top of him. So he didn't know he had sprained his joint, the cartilage and everything here. So by the time he had that flare, he took some things and he was okay. When we got to Germany, he was on another level. This pain kept increasing, 1 week, 2 weeks. By the time they started giving him very serious pain relief, because they were going from 0.1 to 2 to 3 to 4. After a time, he was practically every hour on pain relief. The pain was excruciating. So we now left the eye, something we were going for, and now went for orthopedic and all that, and they now said they would do a surgery for him on this shoulder. Like joke, the thing became a very, very serious thing. So by the time we were now asking questions, so if we did do this operation now, we are still working on the eye, something. They said that we'll wait when we finish the eye, then they will now start the shoulder one, and that the surgery will take like 90 minutes in the theater, and then when he comes out, he needs 6 weeks for recovery, and then after that recovery, one is not sure because it can have infection. That's why the stories were becoming too much. My husband now said, wait, okay, Can we just finish the eye we came for? We'll come back for this other shoulder. The professor knew that maybe he wanted to run away. Actually, we were running away. The pain was something else. They took us for MRI, CT scan, so many tests that we did before even we got to the professor that was reading it. So by the time we got home, I now told him, I said, look, you know, this is our supplement. So maybe we should just try it before we begin to go to the hospitals here in Nigeria. So he started our Active HA and our Forever Move. 1 month. In fact, by 2 weeks, the pain was subsiding so much. He said, what's happening to me? 1 month, he could hardly have the pain. By 6 weeks, the pain was gone forever up till today. In fact, he helped me to do a video. I'm still going to put up that video. That's what I'll do. I just remember. So that more people can be helped about it, okay? So prescription can work, but remember, it also has a side effect. Some of the side effects could actually be ulcer, could actually be addiction and things like that. So even the American College of Rheumatology and the Arthritis Foundation doesn't recommend some of these prescriptions, okay, that one can have. I don't want to call names because I'm on Facebook, all right? So many people also find out that some of the injections they give can relieve the pain for several weeks or some months, and then it comes back. So frequent use of this can have adverse effects. So if it's not usually possible for you to have more than like 4 injections a year, and they can have their adverse effect. That's why natural remedies are the best things you can use, which will not have side effects for you, okay? So first remedy, if your arthritis, the source of the flare, is overweight, then weight management is one of it. Additional weight will surely put extra pressure on a weight-bearing joint, such as your knee, and this can actually make the symptoms worse. So losing weight can help to alleviate that pain. The second natural remedy is exercise. Physical therapy exercises can strengthen the muscle joints around your joints and allow them to support your joints more effectively, but don't over-exercise. Moderate exercises, okay? So some of the remedies that actually can help relieve the osteoarthritis flares or can also be heat therapy to ease stiffness. I believe that that's what happened to me when I used the aloe heat lotion, okay? I'm feeling much more better. And I tell you, by the time I woke up, I'm like, hey, what's happening? Oh, am I going to be able to work to come and take this broadcast? So heat lotion is one of the things that can bring that heat therapy, or you use hot water. Cold compression can actually also remove pain. The heat can relieve, ease off stiffness. So that's why we say sometimes you do the heat and cold therapy, okay? Hot and cold therapy. So the heat will relieve the stiffness, and then the cold therapy will relieve you of the pain. So you can also do activities that can reduce stress, okay? Instead of going through stress, you can do some kind of deep breathing, meditation that can actually help with stress relief, okay? And then let me tell us something. If you're having flares and you're within where you can get a cane or walking stick, use it for that moment. Don't say they will say, hey, she has gone kiriko. Just use it for that moment. When you're okay, everybody will see you're off the cane or the walking stick that you're using. You can actually also use braces. So I didn't come out with my braces. I work a lot with the laptop. So I have my hand braces, okay? I have it anytime I feel I'm stressing this hand too much and I can't go and rest for the moment. I rub my aloe heat lotion and I use the hand braces, okay? All right, you can also have rest in between activities. That's another natural remedy, I'm telling you. Rest in between activities can help. Like I said, when I'm working on the computer or I'm typing and I find out that I'm stressing my hand a lot, I get my ball to do my exercise, hand exercise, or sometimes I just do it on my own, and then I rest. I rub my aloe heat lotion and I rest that hand, okay? Sometimes some people use acupuncture. Acupuncture can actually help, okay? So home remedies for osteoarthritis flare-up can help reduce pains, inflammation and swellings for you, but you may also have to take some supplements. Like I said, calcium is one supplement that can help you. It will help build your bone, And the good thing about our calcium is that it comes with vitamin D for easy digestion and assimilation by your body. So combining your active HA and your calcium, if you're having, like, if it's out of osteoporosis that you're having such osteoarthritis, it's very good. And if it's also because of blood flow and stiffness, you can add your what is it called, garlic thyme to it also. All right, so now let's look at prevention. Remember, prevention is cheaper, safer, and better than cure. How do you prevent osteoarthritis flare-up? Joint damages are irreversible. If you damage your joint so much, many of them you can't reverse it. You can only manage it. So that's why preventive measures can actually help to minimize your risk of flare-ups and long-term damages to your bones and your joints. So the best strategy is to work with whoever that can help you with yourself, and make sure that your lifestyle measures are applied. Remember, we talked about weight loss. If weight is your issue, we've talked about rest, we've talked about stress management, we've talked about exercising, we've talked about nutritious diet that can help you, and supplementation also, okay? So weight management and other things I've talked about are very, very important for you to use. Now, like I said, there is one truth we should tell ourselves. When we talk about prevention, we talk about management. Remember that your diet and nutrition that can help you prevent all these diseases is the best way to go. So the best thing is for you to give your body what it needs to heal itself as you're getting old. So supplementation is very, very important. Find the good supplements that you can be on, and be on them so that it will help you. And if you have history of osteoarthritis in your family, make active HA your dietary supplement. Take it, or in fact, if you continue with it, I tell you, you're not going to be among your family members that are going to suffer for that. And making sure you have your calcium. I have a friend, when she noticed that pain initially, she started with this too. And when the pain stopped, she just said, I don't want this thing to occur. What do? I just told her, stay on your calcium so that it can build your bone. Make sure that your cartilages and everything is okay. And then from time to time, because it also helps your skin, get your active HA when you have the money and take it. I know that you're having like double barrel to fight that. So an osteoarthritis flare is temporal, but what causes it, the osteoarthritis, is not temporal. So remember, it's a degenerative disease, which means it will be getting worse. So you need to take hold of it and prevent it. Various options can actually help you, like we have looked at today, in managing your osteoarthritis flare to reduce the impact on your daily life, okay? So if osteoarthritis is affecting your mobility and your quality of life, you need to do something about it immediately. Make sure you get these supplements and start using them, and make sure you have your heat lotion so that you'll be able to prevent those flares from coming. And make sure you take all those lifestyle changes we talked about today, making sure you keep yourself warm if it's weather cursed, okay? God bless you. Thank you all for joining me today. I will just check if I have any question. I'll take our questions. But in the absence of any question, you can chat me on my WhatsApp. If you're watching a replay of this, my WhatsApp number once again is +234 703 515 1642. +234 703 515 1642, so that you'll be able to get me and we talk about your own situation really, really in depth of it. Thank you all for joining me. I don't think I have any question. All those that didn't greet, I'm not going to greet you because you didn't greet. Maybe you don't want your name to be mentioned, or I don't even have the time. Love you all. Bye. Make sure you stay safe. Make sure you stay well, because you know, no pain brings great pain for you. Anything that can prevent you from having pain is actually great gain for you. Anything, and I mean anything, that can prevent you from having pain is great gain for you. So whatsoever saves you pain is great pain for you. And wellness is a necessity for a good life. We are here in Aging with Grace to bring wellness to all of you, because wellness is a necessity for you to have a good life. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you also watch us on Facebook, Aging with Grace, TikTok, Aging with Grace, and YouTube, Aging with Grace. This is Aging with Grace. Ngozi Achonwa. Love you all. Bye.